Hello students, in this video we are going to study about diversity of living world, right? This is your first chapter in your first year zoology. In this chapter we have 10 subtopics. In those 10 subtopics, first subtopic is what is life. Let's see what is life, right? On the earth, the life is origin about 3.5 billion years ago, right? First let's see what is a biology. Biology means the term biology word was came from Greek language, right? In Greek language, bio means living and the logos means to studies, right? Which means the study of living organisms is known as biology, right? This biology word was coined by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Okay, this biology word was coined by Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Let's see what are living organisms, right? Living organisms are mainly three. They are microorganisms and plants and animals, which means microorganisms are living organisms, plants are also living organisms, and animals is also living organisms, which means देखो microorganism, the study of microorganisms is known as microbiology, right? Microbiology. The study of plants is known as botany, and the study of animals is known as zoology, right? All these branches, microbiology, botany, zoology, are the parts or the branches of biology, right? This biology is the branch of science, right? Let's see, we are studying about what is life, which means if any organism shows some characteristics, based on those characteristics we can say that that is a living organism, right? Let's see what are those characteristics, right? Every life or any living organism shows cellular organization, that is a characteristic of a life. Complexity of organization, that is also a characteristic of life. Sensitivity or response to environment, that is also a characteristic of a life. Growth, this is also a characteristic of a life. Energy utilization or energy processing or metabolism, this is also a characteristic of a life. Next, reproduction is also a main characteristic of a life, and homeostasis, it is also a characteristic of a life, and evolution is also a characteristic of a life, and last, senescence and mortality, these are all characteristics of life. First let's see one by one what are those characteristics, right? First, cellular organization, which means every living organism should start their life with a single cell, right? Let's see, imagine there are two types of organisms are there. One type of organisms are unicellular organisms, right? Another type of organisms are multicellular organisms. In unicellular organisms, total organism is built with a single cell. Okay, in multicellular organisms, the body of an organism is built up with millions of cells. In unicellular organism, the cell itself is an organism, right? देखो, unicellular organisms contains two type of cells, either it is a prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell, right? One is prokaryotic cell or eukaryotic cell. First let's see what is prokaryotic, what is eukaryotic. Prokaryotic cell is nothing but, imagine this is a cell, every cell must cover with the cell membrane, every cell consists some fluid inside it, that is protoplasm or cellular fluid. In that fluid there are many cellular organelles are there, like ribosomes, liposomes, mitochondria, food vacuoles, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus. These are all cell organelles in cell. Along with those cell organelles, there is a nucleus is present, right? If in a cell a nucleus is present, that type of a cell is known as a eukaryotic cell. If in a cell the nucleus is not present, that type of a cell is known as prokaryotic cell. Okay, next let's see complexity of organization. What is complexity? Complexity means in living organisms the formation of a total body contains some complexity. For example, let's take human body. In human body we can find trillions of cells, which means similar structured, similar functioned cells are united to form a tissues first. Let's see, cells, similar structured, similar functioned cells united to form a tissue, right? All similar tissues or all similar structured or similar functioned tissues united to form a organ, like heart, lung, kidney, brain. These are all organs. All similar functioned organs together to form a organ system. Okay, organ system, like digestive system. In digestive system we can find many organs like buccal cavity, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, large intestine. All these are organs which are found in digestive system, right? All systems, organ systems are united to form an organism. For example, human being is also an organism. In that organism we can find respiratory system, digestive system, circulatory system, reproductive system, nervous system, muscular system, skeletal system. All these are present inside an organism, right? This is the complexity, which means in an organism we can find some complexity of organization from cellular level to organ system level. Next, third characteristic of a life is sensitivity or response to environment, which means if any sudden changes are occur in an environment, living organism shows some response towards that change. For example, in summer season the temperature will rise more than 40 degrees centigrade. At that time human body starts sweating to neutralize the human body temperature, right? Or imagine the winter season is occur. At that time the temperatures falls down below 20 degrees centigrade. At that time also body starts shivering to generate the heat to neutralize the body temperature. That type of a sensitivity is shown by the living organisms, right? Next, growth. Growth means we are all know at our birth time our weight is about only 2 to 2.5 kgs, but when we reach to the adult stage up to 18 to 19 years our weight is reaches around 45 to 50 kgs, which means at the time of our weight is 2.2 to 2.5 kg, but at the time of adult age our weight is increased up to 40 to 45 kgs, which means our body shows some growth. Growth means increase in size or increase in mass. Okay, that is the growth. Okay, let's say growth in living organisms is starts from inside. Remember this point, very important. In living organisms growth is shown from inside, right? But in non-living organisms growth is shown from outside. Example, imagine there is a rock. Okay, there is a rock. That rock is present at that place. Imagine after 20 or 30 years later when we observe that rock we can find some dust is present on the surface of that rock, which means when we are placing that rock the weight is less, but when we observe after 20 or 30 years later the rock's weight is increased, which means the growth is there, but the growth is from outside. Okay, not from inside. That is the growth, right? Next one is energy utilization or energy processing or metabolism. First let's see what is energy utilization. our major energy source is sunlight, right? Sunlight. Imagine there is a sun and there are a few plants are there. This plants receives the energy from sunlight in the form of light energy. Green plants perform the photosynthesis process to provide energy to the next tropic levels in the form of a glucose, which means plants are receiving light energy from the sunlight. Okay, this light energy is converted into chemical energy by the process called photosynthesis in green plants. When green plants are eaten by the herbivores, then this energy is transferred to herbivores. When carnivores eaten those herbivores, then that energy is transferred to carnivores. When omnivores eat carnivores and herbivores, those energies are transferred to the omnivorous animals, which means energy is utilizing by the living organisms, right? Next, energy processing, which means how they are process the energy. Dekho, in plants, light energy is processed into chemical energy, right? When herbivores eat the plants, then this glucose is converted into other forms to utilize their body actions, which means the energy is processing in living organisms, right? Let's take what is metabolism. The process of building of an energy is called anabolic process, right? And the process of expenditure of energy is called catabolic process, right? Anabolic process means the process of building of energy. Next, catabolic process means the process of expenditure of energy is called catabolic. Anabolic and catabolic both together we can call it as metabolism, right? This is also performed by the living organisms. Next, reproduction. This is very important characteristic of a life. Reproduction. Means again and again. Production means to release something, right? Reproduction means to give something. Reproduction means living organisms can develop their next generation, which means life comes only from life. This phenomenon is called biogenesis. Okay, what is biogenesis? Biogenesis means life comes only from life. That phenomenon is called biogenesis. This reproduction is performed by many ways. Either it is a vegetative reproduction or sexual reproduction or asexual reproduction, right? In vegetative reproduction, only the piece of an organism can develop into new organism. That is vegetative reproduction. Next, asexual reproduction. Asexual reproduction means there is no fusion of gametes. Male and female gametes are not fused, but they can provide their next generation. That type of a reproduction is called asexual reproduction. And the last one is sexual reproduction, which means fusion of male and female gametes to develop the zygote. Zygote develops the embryo, embryo develops the child, and then child will birth. That type of a reproduction process is called sexual reproduction, right? Next, homeostasis. Homeostasis means maintenance of constant temperature or constant status of internal body. For example, human body temperature is 37 degree centigrade. Imagine in summer the temperature is rises up 40 to 45 degrees centigrade, but at that time also our body starts sweating to maintain the internal temperature at 37 degrees centigrade. Imagine in winter season the temperature falls down below 20 degrees centigrade. At that time also body starts shivering to generate the heat to maintain the body temperature at 37 degrees centigrade. That phenomenon is called homeostasis, right? And the next, evolution. Evolution is also a characteristic that is also performed by the living organisms. Evolution means gradual changes in a life for million years. Those changes are leads to a formation of a new life. Example, there is a theory that humans are came from monkey. At that time, monkeys have tails, but now human being has no tail, which means gradual changes for million years it leads to formation of a new organism. Such a phenomenon is called evolution. Okay, and the next one and last one is senescence and mortality. This senescence and mortality is also a characteristic of a life. First, let's take a human evolution process or human stages in a life. First, every human must birth from the mother womb, right? This birth stage leads to childhood stage. Okay, this childhood stage of around 11 to 12 years. After this childhood stage, we can found adult stage. This adult stage around 18 to 19 years. After this stage, human went to middle age. After this stage, human went to old age. After this old age, every human should die, which means at the time of a birth, our body age is 0. But when we are growing up, the age of the organism is increase, which means aging of an organism is called senescence, right? At last, every organism should die. Dying of an organism is called mortality, right? These are the characteristic of a life. This is the subtopic in diversity of living world, right?